All right. Now you'll notice, it kind of gives the answer away, and Corbin already answered this anyway. What are some other things you can figure out other than volume? Now volume is how much liquid or whatever can fit in here, right? The other thing you could do is figure out surface area. Okay, what is the area of every side? Okay, for instance, when you're going to use surface area, how much paint do you need to cover the walls, for instance, carpeting? You know, we're not filling the whole room with carpet, so we wouldn't need volume. That would be pretty sweet. All right, so area, that's what we're going to concentrate on today. So some things you can measure. And as we talk about area, how would you get the surface area of this? You'd have to figure out the area of every side and then add them together. Okay, so this one, how many sides do I have? 5, right? I have 2 triangles, and then I have 3 rectangles or squares, depending on the shape. How many sides on this guy? 6. All the same shape? And they're all rectangles. But the trick on this one, you know, you don't have to figure out every side. If I figure out this side, it's going to be the same as the opposite. Left and right side would be the same. Top and bottom would be the same. Then you can get some more complex figures. Hexagonal prism here. How many sides? 8, right? Top and bottom, which are hexagons, which we'd probably have to break into triangles. Figure out the area of the triangles. There's no equation we have for the area of that. And then the sides would be rectangles. Again, you don't have to do every side. Do one side, multiply it by 6, and you'll get the surface area. So let's move on to the next page where we have our first object. Okay, it says 3 students are trying to calculate the surface area. And we'll kind of talk about each one. We'll pick one and we'll do it that way. Noah says this is going to be a lot of work. We have to find an area of 12 different faces and add them up. So if you count every side, there's 14, 12 sides and then top and the bottom. Okay, so they say you got to add or figure out 14 of them. Add them up. Elena says, well, that's not so bad. All 12 rectangles are the same. So we can find the area of one of them, multiply by 12, because there's 12 of them, and then add the top and bottom. Okay, Andre says, wait. I can see another way. Imagine unfolding it, and then you can have one large rectangle instead of 12 smaller ones. That's like the nets that we've been talking about. Okay. So I heard some of you say, I like Elena's method. All right. So let's look at the base then. Basically have a plus sign where all sides are 2. So first, figure out the area of that. If you wanted to see the net, that's what it would look like, cut up. All right, so what do we got for the area of the plus sign, Jonas?
I got 20 inches squared.
20. There's 5 2x2 squares, right? Each one is 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So I got a top and a bottom. So I got to double this number, right? So the top and the bottom is 40. And I kind of like to abbreviate so I know what I'm talking about there. Now that is not my total surface area. Now I got to figure out all these sides. And I got 3 on each side. And there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 sides. That's a total of 12. So whatever I get, I got to take times 12. Josh, what is the area of one of those rectangles?
12 times 22.
It's 11 times 2. So each one is 22, and you said I had 12 of them, right? So what's 22 times 12? 264. All right, so that's my sides. So that means my total surface area is, and label, inches squared. Surface area will be squared. So again, I don't care how you get there. There's different ways to do it. You have a comment or sound effects? Okay, good, I guess. Okay, so that's my total surface area. I don't care how you get there as long as you make sure you're there, right? Same with volume or area of the base, how you get there, how you split it up, doesn't matter to me. Take a look at the next one. Now, there are two different ways to find surface area. We just did this way. There's another way using the perimeter of the base. Okay, there's another way using the perimeter of the base. I would like 4 volunteers. Kellen, Autumn, Brenna, Brooklyn.
What do we have to do?
You're gonna do the second way. You're gonna figure out the perimeter of this base and then stop. Everybody else, see if you can figure out the area of every side of this object. And we're gonna see if we get the same answer. So start picking out pieces of this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides, the way it looks.
I think I have it.
All right, for you guys that involuntarily volunteered for this problem, once you get the perimeter of the base, take it times the height, and then add area of the top and the bottom to it. Add the bases to it. So perimeter of the base times the height plus the top and the bottom. Yes.
I think I found it, and I didn't, and it wasn't able.
Can they have it talk to somebody?
Just randomly about what? Life?
Like when we
Yeah, life, that's a good one.
compare it to-
Sure, I don't care.
That's the light. I got 154. I'm so
Josh,
I had neighbors.
this is your 170.
I got 234.
Wait, what's the top and the bottom?
I got 100.
Wait, like this is the bottom. Wait, so this is the bottom, and this is the top, right?
Oh, a base, so that'd be the piece facing you.
Oh, so like
Yep,
the areas.
yep.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
This is so much harder.
Yeah, this is.
All right, have a seat. We'll discuss it. That's fine.
I think I either did it right or wrong. I don't know.
All right. So we need to get every side, and then I'm going to show you a second way to do it. You can do whatever way you want. Okay, you got to obviously hit every side, and you got to remember the different parts in order to get it. So let's do it the normal way we've done the other ones, right? area of every side. So I figured out the area of the base over here. Again, I did that method where I cut the chunk off and subtract it. But the area of the base should be 29. That is the most important step. If that's wrong, no matter if you're doing area or volume, you cannot get the correct answer if that one's wrong. Okay, now volume, I would take that times 8 and I'd be done. Surface area is more work because there's more sides involved here. Okay, so here's my, that'd be top and bottom. So top and bottom would be a total of 58. We good with that? All right, now I'm going to look at the left side. Now I got to go all the way around this thing. Left side, what is the area of this chunk right here? 40. I'm going to just put a little L for left, 40. Okay, I'm going to put a little T here for top. What is the area of this chunk right here? 3 times 8. 24. What do I want to call this one? Top right? I don't know. This chunk right here? Be 5 by 8, 40. Now I got this side over here, 2 by 8. We'll call that the right side. And then I got the bottom, 56. So all of those would give me the...
234.
That's also what I got. It just took me a while. 34? Yes.
I may have, I don't know, I think I got all the measurements right.
58,
I got 2.
56, 40, 40, 24, 16,
Oh, so did I. Like, way wrong. I'll show you what I mean.
40, 40, 24, 16, 56, 58. 234, we good? All right. Now, second way, again, I had 5 people try this one to see if it would work. Okay, here's the equation for the second way. The perimeter of the base times the height plus the top and the bottom. Let's see if it works. What is the perimeter, the distance around the bottom? 22? Perimeter of the base is 22. Times the height. 8. 22 times 8.
Equals big number.
Equals 234.
No, don't. 176, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 176.
All right. Plus the bases. And we already figured out the bases. 58. So, if you think that's easier, it's certainly less to figure out. The equation, perimeter of the base, distance around the bottom. Now remember, base is a piece facing you. You might have to adjust it. Okay, it's not always the bottom. This one, it was facing us. Perimeter of the base times the height, plus the top and the bottom. Perimeter of the base times the height, plus the top and the bottom. That's an option. Don't like that? Don't use it. Do this way. It doesn't matter. We just proved that you get the same answer either way. Personal preference, Kinley. Personal preference. All right, next, final problem. Jonas.
In a deck of cards, each card measures 6 centimeters by 9 centimeters. When stacked, the deck is 2 centimeters tall, as shown in the first photo. Find the volume of this deck of cards.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Are you asking for it?
Yes.
108.
108. How'd you get that?
6 times 9 times 2.
The base is 6 by 9. The height is 2. 6 times 9 is 54. That's the area of the base times 2. The height. The volume is 108. How about a label?
Centimeters squared.
Cubed. Don't forget volume.
You were still confident.
Cubed. Kellen. 2.
Then the cards are fanned out as shown in the second picture.
The distance from the rightmost point on the bottom card to the rightmost point on the top card is now 7 centimeters instead of 2 centimeters. Find the volume of the
Okay.
Wait,
It's gonna be the same.
It's the exact same.
Her question.
It's the exact same.
It is. Okay? Just because it's slanted, that doesn't make it the height. Right? I'm not going to measure my height at an angle. Height has to be 90 degrees. So just because you fan it out doesn't make it any less than 2 centimeters, right? It tells you the diagonal measurement, which means nothing. Trick question. Very good. Answer is exactly the same.
Well, this could be a lot taller if we just measure.
Still 108 centimeters cubed. It does not change. Homework. Starting on page 115. Okay, there are 5 questions there. Make sure you understand if it's asking for surface area or volume. Sometimes both. This one, obviously in the surface area section unit here, it's going to be asking for surface area. Okay, label square units. Again, whatever method you want, that's fine. Make sure you label. There's 5 answers there. Next page. Priya and Maya are having a little argument here. You have to describe the slice. Slice means just cutting a chunk off of there. You know, like we talked about cutting this one off. This would be the cross section. This would be the slice as you take it out. Positive. 3, find the measure. Make sure you label. Next page. Like terms. Number 4, combine like terms. Number 5, finding percentages. Gives you a couple hints here. I think you can even get it without a calculator. Based on this information, we've worked a little bit on those percentages a while back. So 1 through 5.